Hey guys, in this video I want to do a quick side-by-side comparison review between the Galaxy A7 2016 versus the Galaxy A8 here that I have, which was released of course in 2015. So I was getting a huge amount of requests for this video, mainly because the A7 2016 is not yet available and A8 is getting cheaper, of course, especially in India. I think, I was getting some requests from some Indian subscribers. They were requesting a comparison. And so let's just first start this video off. If we talk about the price, at least where I live, this phone, the A8, is almost like almost $100 cheaper. This one costs around $380 in my country, 38,000 PKR. Well, this one cost 52,000 or 53,000 PKR, which is equivalent to $530 something, $535. So yeah, there's you have to spend almost extra $120 or $130 more for this phone, and maybe prices may be a little bit different than of course in India, but yeah, the difference is huge. Maybe it might be like $80 difference, but yeah, the A7 2016 does have a cheaper expensive price compared to the A8. So let's start off with the build quality here and see what's the difference. Of course, we do have premiumness all over the place with both of these two phones. The A8 have full metallic body. It's one of my favorite phones from 2015 in terms of build quality wise. Very slim, extremely slim. Like it's like almost 6 point something slim. I don't know the exact value, but this is really slim. I mean, 5.7-inch display is a phablet phone, and to be able to have this much slimness is just ridiculous. Okay, so it feels really good in hand. It's made up of full aluminum, so it's really nice, and you can't call this device cheap or anything like that compared to the A7 2016, which is more of like having like a Note 5 design language. This one has glass on the back and aluminum on the sides, and the display is actually having a little bit of a roundish or edge type of effect, while here it's just flat on the A8. So yeah, this one is definitely, in my opinion, I think this one is a little bit more you can say slippery. Yeah, that's the word, slippery, because of course this is glass, but in terms of premiumness, both phones are premium, and it's just up to you to decide which phone you really think is more premium. Also, if we compare them like this side by side, you can see how slim the A8 is, and also it feels much lighter compared to the A7 2016, which is of course having a bigger battery. That's why it is a little bit heavier. So I prefer more battery over a slim device. So yeah, that's a good thing here with Samsung. They did this year with the A series. So also, both phones have fingerprint sensor built into the home key here, home button, and which works absolutely fine. And also, if we quickly take a look at the display, also this one is having a 5.7-inch 1080p screen. This one is having a 5.5-inch 1080p screen, so slightly big display here. Also, software-wise, we are running Android 5.1.1 Lollipop. You're not gonna see any difference in terms of software. Obviously, this one here, the A7 2016, has the little bit different icons, a little bit roundish, but overall both have the same type of experience. If we take a look at the notification panel also, and same thing in the settings, you can see very similar. So I already did a speed and camera test, so you might want to check that out. You can click on this I button here to check the videos. So that will answer most of your question in terms of performance, software wise, and all that, apps opening and everything, multitasking also. So both have this Exynos chipset. Of course, it depends whether you get the Snapdragon variant or the Exynos variant of the A8. So A8 here that I have has Exynos 5430 octa-core chipset. If we just quickly launch the CPU-Z application here, on both phones, which I do have here. So you can see this one has Exynos 7580 processor, which is the newest Exynos 7 series octa-core chipset, while this one has Exynos 5430 octa-core, Meli T628 GPU, and then this one has Meli T720, which is a little bit newer than this one. And also, if we talk about the RAM, this one has 2 gigs of RAM, and this one has 3 gigs of RAM. So yeah, I mean, definitely it's like a little bit of difference there in terms of the RAM, but I highly doubt that you're gonna see any difference because just being honest here is that it doesn't matter if you have 3 gigs of RAM, because Samsung has this weird RAM management issue going on. So which basically, if you open up more than 4 or 5 apps, your apps will be closed in the background. So in order to get more battery life, so basically there's no point of having more RAM on your Samsung phone. So at this point it's useless. Still think that 2 GB of RAM is enough for the usage. Of course 3 GB of RAM can be a future-proof thing, but nothing is future-proof. So let's talk about the camera here. So the camera is 16 megapixel on the Galaxy A8 versus 13 megapixel on the Galaxy A7 2016, and the front camera is 5 megapixel on both phones. Now basically there is not much of a difference in terms of quality. I actually like the camera quality more from the A5. I don't know why, but it does perform a little bit better, even though it has a slightly less resolution, and also it has this optical image stabilization for more stabilized video performance, that is absent on the A8. That is a shame, because I remember this device cost me around $500 plus when I first bought it. So yeah, definitely optical image stabilization edition is really good. And also this device here has almost the same type of software, camera softwares as the Galaxy A8. Basically these stuff that you're seeing are actually taken from the A8, so which is already present on the A8. So these modes here, nice polished UI, pro mode for accessing, checking the white balance and all that. So yeah, I think definitely camera wise I enjoy this one a little bit more. Also it is faster in focusing when it comes to low light situations. I don't know why, but it does perform better in overall camera wise. What I have seen, while testing out the camera, I'm not saying this one is bad, but we'll see improvements. And also this one has 16 megapixel camera but no 4K video recording. I mean, come on, Samsung, I don't know why they did that, but putting 16 megapixel camera and no 4K video recording, there's no phone out there actually currently, as of today's day and age, there's no phone out there that has 16 megapixel camera and no 4K video recording. Even the Samsung's own Galaxy S5 had the 4K video recording. And yeah, there are some Huawei phones that doesn't have 4K video recording, like Mate S. But yeah, we're not talking about Huawei, we're talking about Samsung here. So yeah, no 4K, but still not a big deal for a lot of people. And also, if we talk about finally about the battery life is definitely better on the A7 2016 because it has a slightly bigger battery, 3300 versus 3050 over here. The difference is actual usage wise, you may not be able to notice big differences. Both phones will be able to survive up to 1 day plus easily without connecting the charger, and that's what I've seen. So it just depends on a lot of factors, battery life, how much brightness you have, how much music you listen, how much games you play. So yeah, my usage is different from you. That's why I get almost like 1 day plus usage. I basically listen to music, watch some YouTube videos, and occasionally play games. So yeah, that's all to say. And at the end, I also want to point out 2 major things that I like on the A7 here. First of all, its speakers on the bottom, which is a better deal for me because I like to use phones when they are lying on the table, so the volume or the sound will not going to be blocked like we have on the Galaxy A8. And also another neat addition here with the A7 2016 and A5 2016 is that now you can actually put 2 SIM cards and 1 micro SD card at the same time on this phone. Well, previously, which was impossible to do on the A series phones, including the A8. So we get these 2 ports. You can either use these ports for for SIM cards, or you can use one port for SIM card, another one for the SD card. So it's just bad thing. And now we have is a port here, at a port here, which is going to be for the SIM card and the SD card, and a port on the top, which is for the SIM card number 2. So that is sexy from Samsung. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And you can see, even though this one is extremely nice, build quality wise and all that, it does have micro SD card slot up here. So which means that we might see the Galaxy S7 with the micro SD card slot also. Might. So just saying, you know. And yeah, that's all. If you guys want to know something specific, do let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're still confused, I say go for the phone which basically gives you the best price, because maybe you don't really need a glass build quality. Maybe you don't really want to have like a slightly better performance, you know. Obviously it's you know, you can watch the speed and camera test performance, and also maybe you don't really want a optical image stabilization. Maybe you don't really record videos a lot using your phone. So it's just your personal preference. I think go for the phone which gives you the best price currently. If you do want to have optical image stabilization, and if you want to have the latest design here from Samsung 2016 design, so, and also ability to put 2 SIM cards and micro SD card at the same time, then yeah, do upgrade on the A7 2016. It's definitely a good phone, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.